Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube live channel for the Art of Reading Smoke with Phil Jost today. Wanted to put a shout out to the Guru and the Phoenix Fire Department for this video, especially Engine 39 here on the fire attack. Really nice work. We're going to look at this from the command post perspective. Let me get myself out of the way. Hey, I almost forgot to give a shout out to the new subscribers this week. Sean Arnold. Hey, welcome aboard, Sean. Ed Leffler. Hey, my friend Tracy Gray. Hey, Tracy, welcome to the Art of Reading Smoke Nation. My YouTube page. For those of you who don't know, Tracy runs the Missouri Mizzou Winter Fire School. It's one of the best fire schools in the country. They have really good product that they're putting out there on the campus. We'll be going virtual this year. As soon as I can have a link and stuff, I'll put it out on my social media for the Winter Fire School. But if you're anywhere near there and you can get registered and get a chance to see all the great instructors they have there, I just am so humbled always to be part of that crew because it's a great crew of fire service instructors. Anyway, welcome aboard, Tracy. And Lynn Shengui, hope I got that right. Lynn, welcome aboard. Interested to find out where you're from. If you could let me know in the comments or send me a message, I'd appreciate it. All right, let's get going here. Hey, we're doing here today is we're really looking at this from the command post perspective, and I realize not everybody who's watching these is an incident commander, but picture yourself walking up for an assignment or taking your position as you're getting ready you're masking up to go in, or you're stretching your line, or you're putting up your ladders, right? This viewpoint, even though it's from the command post, it would still be the same. It would be approximately the same as if you were walking up to this incident scene and taking stock of what's going on the fire so that you can fulfill your task. All right, let's go with a little bit of live video here. All right, now, look at what's going on from a volume, velocity, density, and color perspective, and make sure you're taking in the entire scene and not getting stuck. If you find yourself getting stuck on just watching these guys work down here, try to train your mind and your eye to get out and look around. Now, one of the challenges we have here, we're going to play the same video again, but one of the challenges we have here, right, is we can't see the full structure. Right? If you're walking up, you can see the full structure, but we can't hear. And what we know from how decision making works is that you have in your mind, you have patterns that you've seen before and you match those with actions, and we don't always have every piece of information, right? And so, but what we have here, if we look right here, we have high volume, high turbulent, some turbulence, thick black smoke coming out here. We also have some coming out along this edge, and we can occasionally see fire here, all right? And so what we know, just looking at those little pieces, fire down here, thick black smoke, turbulent smoke coming out here, is that there's a continuity of fuel. Remember, smoke is fuel, and we have a continuity from here to the seat of the fire. Literally everywhere you see smoke coming out, there's a continuity of fuel, right? Wherever you see smoke, smoke is fuel, continuity of fuel from wherever you're seeing it to the seat of the fire. Now, this is thick and black. If we get over here, it's a little bit filtered. It's getting pushed through maybe the doorway or maybe the eaves here. It's a little more gray, and a little further away, maybe a little more filtering. We're seeing white smoke coming out from maybe the back side or maybe from the second floor, right? So what we can say for sure, though, is if nothing happens, what we'd anticipate, right, if the fire department takes no action or it takes a little too long, what we're going to see at this window right here is going to be fire, right, coming out of the second floor. That's what this is on its way to doing. But they're getting masked up. They're getting set up. As the nozzleman gets going, he does a little bit of reset here while the officers, right, he's using his line while the officer's finishing getting his PPE on, and then they're going to go inside. So what we want to do is take stock of, if we're the IC, right, so right now what we've committed to, Phoenix Fire Department has committed to, is an interior fire attack. And as the incident commander, if I'm out here, what I want to do is keep an eye on these things to see what happens relative to the speed of their fire attack. And what I'm looking for primarily is a change in density and color will be first, right? Color is going to be one of the main drivers. I often say in my classes that when we're looking at smoke, the two kings of smoke are excuse me, are velocity and density, right? Velocity and density are the cake. Volume and color are sort of like the icing. That flips itself on its head a little bit when we start talking about fire attack, because color change is going to be one of our primary drivers. And so we'll let this roll. And even though I'm going to keep stock of what's going on around, and we're seeing now this is even more gray coming out of these other places, right? More gray, less white, as that fire was growing. And now we're going to start seeing, we can see already here within 15 to 20 seconds, a really significant change in the color of the smoke coming out of here. There's still turbulence. We have lost some significant density, but let's just go back from the time. Let's go back right to when they start in. There they go. Now they're on their way in. Look at how thick and turbulent that smoke is, right? Super dense, really turbulent, and within, I don't know what this is going to be, 20, 30 seconds, really big. I mean, look at that change in color. Density is way down. We still have some turbulence, and certainly there's still plenty of BTUs going on in there, but we can tell already that the engine company is having significant success on that fire attack. Now, listen to the audio here. The officer on that first line lets the IC know, hey, there's a lot of fire in here, asks for a second line, and then eventually asks for a line to be stretched to the backside. But they're having a big impact, right? So as we're looking at these videos, we want to understand volume, velocity, density, color, how it is going to influence both the choices we make and then our expectation of what should happen based on those decisions, right? So if I'm sitting back here in a command post and this keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and in fact goes from being a turbulent, thick black smoke to being a fire or intermittent fire coming out of this window, and the crew's been in here for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, I'm probably mentally thinking to myself, okay, I need to check in with that officer. Something's not adding up between these two things, right? And so what I'm seeing from the outside is not in line with my expectations, and so I want to confirm what's going on. Conversely, in this case, perfectly in line with what I would have expected based on a fire attack, especially like an excellent crew like Engine 39 from Phoenix here, just doing a great job. Now, is there still a lot of stuff going on here? Yeah, there's a lot of smoke still, right? And there's a lot of steam. This is almost all steam now coming out of this window. You can see clean, pristine. It's dissipating really significantly just after it comes out of here. Probably because I'm guessing it's a relatively dry day in Phoenix. I don't know if they have any humid days, but certainly that has an impact on how quickly this steam is going to dissipate. But you still have a fair amount of white smoke overall. But another nice thing is that it's lifted. You're not seeing it coming from the middle of the building anymore, but coming from up above. Okay, now we're seeing really copious amounts of white, and the crew's just doing a great job, right? So to wrap up, right here we have smoke is fuel, right? And we have a continuity of fuel. This is smoke is fuel. We have continuity for fuel. Anywhere there's smoke coming out of the building, we have a continuity. We have a solid line of fuel from there to the seat of the fire, right? As we start the fire attack, what we're going to want to see is that color change. I mean, just look at let's see, how long is that? It's like 20 or 30 seconds between those two, right? Really significant quick change in the positive direction, in line with our expectations, right? As long as we have a projection of what's going to happen, we want to make sure that we're just paying attention. Is it in line with our projections? When it is, everything's lining up, that's great. As those start to diverge, our expectation starts to diverge from reality. We have a responsibility to start trying to figure out what's going on, make sense of the situation, right? Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. If you're here at the end, that's the end of the video, but I'll be putting out on social media, I'll be putting out a schedule for 2021. It's filling in nicely. The next thing I got going is the Buildings on Fire Symposium hosted by Christopher Nahm, and that's going to be online, and then the Mizzou Fire School is also going to be online. It's going to be a couple, 3, 4 online things, but by the middle of the summer, FDIC is now in August. I'll be there, and then in the fall, a bunch of dates, some makeups from last year, and then some new schedules for 2021. It's going to be a busy fall, but I'm really looking forward to getting out there with you, the Art of Reading Smoke Nation. And with that, for this week, this is Phil Jose. Thanks for being here. I'm out.